Why are there tents full of aggressive-looking men in front of the parliament building in Belgrade? Is what many tourists ask these days. We are investigative journalists from Serbia, so let us explain. While students and citizens in Serbia protested against corruption, the ruling party created its own private counter-group. We call them Ćaci, and among them are violent offenders, criminals who attack students, citizens, and also journalists. Here is how it all began, and who these guardians of party actually are. For years, Serbia has been sinking deeper into corruption and autocracy under the rule of Serbian Progressive Party and President Aleksandar Vučić. One of the most tragic consequences of this system was a year ago when the canopy at Novi Sad railway station collapsed, killing 16 people. That moment sparked a wave of student actions, university blockades, high school walkouts, citizen protests, street blockades, and that was followed by police violence and attacks on protesters by regime supporters. In an attempt to counter the student movement, the party in power created a group called Students Who Want to Learn. They set up tents in Belgrade's Pionirski Park in the city center, occupied the space, and presented themselves as a responsible alternative to the real student anti-government protest. Soon they became Ćaci. But where did this name come from? Supporters of the ruling party in Novi Sad tried to intimidate high school students who joined student protests by spray painting threatening messages on the school fence. One of the graffiti was supposed to say "Ćaci u školu" or "students to school", but the person writing it misspelled it, writing "Ćaci" instead, a word that has no meaning in Serbian. At least it didn't until now. That mistake stuck, and the group now residing in front of the parliament building became known as the Ćaci. Their tent camp was nicknamed Ćaciland. Their role: to provide support to the ruling party on the anti-government protests by intimidating and discouraging people from protesting. They guard offices of ruling party during protests, provide security for politicians, assault students, run over protesters, and threaten to attack reporters. We from Creek were watching footage of this happening and started identifying them. What we found was a mix of party loyalists, regime enforcers, people from criminal circles, and football hooligans. Many of them have thick criminal records, being convicted or investigated for beatings, drug trafficking, and even murder. Among them we found some very notable faces. Petar Panić Pana, best man of President Aleksandar Vučić, with 13 criminal complaints filed against him, including assault, extortion, and illegal weapon possession. Jovan Kecman Coja, convicted of attempted murder and drug dealing. Đorđe Prelić Prela, a leader of the Alcatraz football hooligan group linked to football club Partizan, convicted for the murder of French citizen Brice Taton. These are the Ćacis whose profiles we published in our database. It is very active these days and constantly expanding, with most new leads coming directly from citizens. Help us to continue exposing how these party enforcers networks operate. Follow and support Creek. The link is in our profile.